we continue our testing of the linear hollowing rig. Out of a log of an old apricot tree, we will try to make a vessel with thin walls and a narrow neck. Today, my Hunter scab cutter number 2 will be in operation. After drilling a hole to the depth I need with a Forstner bit, I begin to gradually hollow out the internal surface. Initially, we make the tool angle not too aggressive. After a few minutes of work, it is necessary to stop and clear out the shavings accumulated inside. Little by little, we make the tool rotation angle more aggressive. Having turned the angle quite sharply, we begin to approach the edge of our vessel and bring the wall thickness to the desired one. Having obtained the required thickness, we need to deal with the bottom. First, let's remove the thickness along the edges. After we have removed the thickness, we will pass along the very bottom and make it flat. To do this, we will place the tool perpendicular to the bottom. I'll tell it like it is. The cutter from Mike performs excellently. Its diameter is 8 millimeters. It not only quickly removes excess wood, but also leaves the walls incredibly smooth. I think this will make my life much easier when I am bringing the internal surface to its final finish. After we have dealt with the bottom, let's move on to the final part. Let's bring the wall thickness of the shoulders to the required thickness. Here a fiasco awaited me. By pressing hard on the tool, I cut right through our neck. Disappointing. But nothing can be done about it now. We will get out of the situation and make a vessel with a wide neck. Let's move on to the final turning of the internal surface. For my Lyle Jamieson boring bar, I have a teardrop cutter. We bought few pieces of them so that we could take one and, instead of a classic grind, turn it into a negative rake scraper. Let's try to do this. I have two CBN wheels on my grinder, an 80 grit and a 180 grit. To clear away the waste metal faster, I'll do the first pass on the 80 grit. The bottom bevel of the scraper will be ground at 40 degrees. After I finish the bottom part, let's do the top. I'm setting the angle to 25 degrees. For convenience, to understand where to start and where to finish the grind, I made a few marks with a Sharpie. It's much easier to orient yourself this way on where to start and where to finish. All in all, it took me about 10 minutes. The bevel turned out to be of pretty good quality. I ground the bottom on the 180 wheel and the top on the 80. When I resharpen the cutter, I will always go with this grid sequence. Well, shall we do a test pass? I'm swapping the carbide cutter for the negative rake scraper, which will be mounted on a bent holder. This will give me a bit more room to maneuver during the hollowing. On the screen, we clear the digital profile of the carbide and overlay the new outlines of the scraper. I'm running at about 1100 revolutions per minute right now. The scraper rides very smoothly, leaving a very fine shaving. Let's see how it turned out. I'll do one more pass near the shoulders. Let's look at the surface with a macro shot. The surface is nearly flawless. I won't be sanding, but if I did need to sand, I'd have to start with 120 grit. It seems to me that it's well worth reshaping the cutters into negative rake scrapers if you don't want to waste time sanding your hollow forms. We also treat the outside surface using a negative rake scraper. After sanding with 120 grit, we get this beautiful and smooth surface. The wall thickness is approximately 4 millimeters. Although we didn't manage to make a narrow-necked hollow form this time, I think the result is excellent. The smooth surface and beautiful wood grain blend harmoniously with the bark inclusions and the thin wall of the vessel.